Okay, new day in the shop. Got the gangs all here. Shop dogs. What are we gonna do today? What are you gonna do, Shadow? You're just gonna lay around and sleep? Cisco, you're gonna chase sparks off the welder and the grinder and I gotta put you away? Yep, that's what you do. So, new day. You know, I never know how long these videos are gonna be. Depends on how much I have to speed them up so you don't have to watch me grinding and sanding and welding and whatnot for 30, 40, 50 minutes. So let me know in the comments. I've been trying to keep these new videos about a half hour. Let me know if you like that length or if you like 45 minutes or an hour better. Let me know in the comments which ones you like better. But yesterday we left off, the SD card was full, the battery was going dead. It took about 2 hours to download my SD card. Maybe one of these days I'll break down and buy a new one, but we was working on this right. And you know, I got it cleaned up really good, but I had a spot that when I was trying to do a little contouring on this body line here and this reveal, I poked a hole right through the metal with my dolly, or actually with my hammer. So as I got to checking it, it needed something more. It wasn't going to work that way. That panel has been worked so much because, you know, I replaced this panel basically from here down all the way back, and so I ended up taking it all out. I cut it out from here to here, made me a piece to go in there and fit that, and got it welded in. So that's part of what I'll be working on today, is getting that cleaned back up, smoothed out. Don't know if I'll get where I'm putting any, what I'll do with that. I got it welded up pretty good. I don't see any pinholes. See what it looks like when I get it cleaned up. I don't know if I'll fiberglass it or not, but then I'll have to, might have to put a little mud on there. The other thing I did that helped is this panel was rolled. This one was cut back. Anyhow, this wasn't a good line right here. So I was actually able to get that straightened up. It was laid back is what it was from when I cut it out. So that actually allows me to put a little more weld on the leading edge right here. I guess I gotta see if you guys are looking what I'm showing you. So on this leading edge here, put a little more welding. Probably one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to take my DA and I'm going to hit this here. So I know I got a low spot there, but I'm going to hit this edge so I know where this edge here should be and how rounded. And give me that contour. And then I'll clean up the inside here, going down through there. And so I'll get on that. A couple other things I got going. Show you this over here. If you remember, I got my rust preventer from Easton. Hit that with another coat. So I'll be working on getting that sanded down a little bit, getting some high build primer on it. I'm gonna do a couple coats of primer on it before I do the back with the POR 15. I got some of that primer on these pieces here, the rust inhibiting primer, and you can see it just takes that anywhere there's rust and it converts it to a sandable black primer. So I got that going. Still got, I just sprayed these down. This is part of the mounting bracket for my grill. I got this hit with another coat of high build, and I'm gonna sand it. So that's what's on the agenda for today. We'll see how much I get done. If I have enough time, I'm going to get my holes drilled in my hinges here. Drill a hole up through there for a rod on both sides. That way when I go to line those hinges back up, use that little hole and that rod, and a lot easier to line things up. So with that said, we'll get set up here. I'll probably get started cleaning that up first. And then as it warms up a little bit in here, it's about, I got it up to about 70 in here. So I want to get to some of this metal welded, or warmed up before I go sanding and priming and that kind of stuff, just so it's not too cold. So with that, I'll get you guys set up and get back to work. Well, that come out pretty good. Good as it's going to get for metal work. I got a couple of spots here. You kind of see right up in here. If I can get it to focus here. We got a spot there. A little bit right here, a little bit down here, but I've left this edge. I'm going to leave this right here, and I got my edge here where it's supposed to be. So, like I say, I know I got a low spot here. I'll get some more body filler in there. In fact, it feels like it might be low clear back. So I'll get my, now that I got my air compressor, I can use my air file instead of hand sand file. So I will get that, knock it down with the DA. I think my air DA, I haven't used it, oh man, since about 2016, I guess, because I didn't have enough air compressor. Now that I do, I'm thinking it's about wore out, but I pulled out my electric DA, and I really like that thing. It's a variable speed, and I've done a lot of work on this car with it simply because I had no air. And so I got that. I'll get that knocked down. I'll go ahead and this whole thing now, I'll put a little bit of fiberglass in there and knock it down, get it finger sanded probably, and then if I need to, I can put some body filler on it. Look out, Jackson. Well, lines up pretty good there now. A little bit of a narrow gap still right there. This here is pretty consistent with this top. I may take and knock that back a little. If I have to, I can run a little extra bead right there. But when you're doing these and you're working on your body lines, you never want to try to build your body line up on the door. If you do, somebody looks at it from the side, they're going to see that wider wherever you mudded it. So back here, as long as you get these contours right, you can build that up and get that body line a little bit straighter. So I'm going to go ahead and probably get that cleaned up a little. Mix me up a little bit of fiberglass to get on there. While that's drying, I may come over here and start sanding on my splash pan, because I need to get that thing where I can get it on and then get back to lining the fenders up. So I'll get ready to get going here. I'll get you guys set up and go to work on it. See me get my fiberglass mixed up there and get it smoothed on there. Schmoozed on there, it's not smooth. So I'll let that set up good now. Gotta work into all them little pinholes. Was starting to set up pretty quick. I had a little extra, so I went ahead and put some on this spot that I worked on a while back. And that takes about half hour or so to dry. So in the meantime, I will get my stuff cleaned up, and then I will come over here and start sanding on this splash pan. So I'm not going to make you guys watch me clean up my mess. Just get it done, and then when I get to sanding or whatever I get working on next, I will bring you along. Got that couple good coats of Rust-Oleum 2-in-1 filler and sandable. So this is filler high build primer. Got a couple good coats on it. I don't know if you can see them, but quite a bit of pitting there. And I don't know how much of that's going to be visible once it goes on the car. But give it a couple of good coats. And I'll let that dry. I think it's got to dry about 4 hours, and then I can actually sand it. And I'll just keep doing that till I get most of those pits filled in. Battery's going dead. Well, I'm still recording, so apparently the battery's not dead. I'm gonna get off here and change it. My short strand fiberglass over here should be set up good enough. I can go to work, start smoothing it up. It's only about 3 o'clock, so I may even get some time to work on this today. Might be able to hammer that out a little bit. So I'm going to get set up, go to work on that. The other thing I've got that I can get worked on. So I've got these here, I've showed you guys previously. I hit them with some of the rust encapsulator yesterday. Got this one smoothed up as much as I'm going to get it. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of masking here and get some primer shot on those as well. I'm not going to use the filler primer. I'll just use regular primer on it and go with that. So we'll get things set up here so I can start working on my fiberglass, getting that shaped up, and I'll bring you guys back. I thought I'd bring you back just for a minute. So, like I said at the beginning, I'm trying to keep these videos around 35 minutes or so. So I never know where these are going to fall into the sequence on my videos. So if I don't bring you guys back, you'll see this in the next video. See how that turned out. Not too bad. I'll move that stupid light. There we go. A pretty good gap. Still need to work a little bit right there, right there. I'm not using this as body filler, but you could. Basically, I'm trying to fill those pinholes and then work on my reveal. So you see this low spot here. I'm going to get my air file. Yeah, I can tell it's this right there. Probably what happened, I'm guessing, is that's we were working on that when I was laying out in the gravel during the fall and winter. In front of my shed working on this. And I probably got to a point where I just wanted to get some primer on it so it didn't rust. I've got to get out a drill bit or something. You guys see me messing with this here with the screwdriver. There's a molding or a trim piece of stainless that mounts on there and covers that. So I got to make sure I got that bolt hole good to go. Almost looks like there's supposed to be another one. Yeah. There's a whole slew of them on this side. There's, 2, 4, 6, probably 8. So I will have to get that piece of molding down and get my holes all drilled before I paint. Not sure which one it is, but I'm thinking it's probably that one. Yep, goes on there like that. So I have to make sure I got all my holes located and drilled out. I'm going to work on that part there. I'll work on this a little bit more. I'll have some final work to do to it when I start smooshing some Bondo in here and getting that flattened out. Still got this here. I'll get in here now and clean this up. And then while you guys weren't looking, I went ahead and give both these a shot of primer. Got them where they look all better now instead of being all ratty. The other side I still need to I want to go ahead and put some seam sealer in here all along here, but I'll have to look at my seam sealer. Some of them say to put it on bare metal. I think the one I have says it's better applied over paint, and so I'll go with that. Get those done. Give this a little while. Another couple hours, I'll be able to sand it. But yeah, I think for right now, I'm going to get my air file, run it on that, see just where my low spot is, and then I'll get some mud mixed up and slap in there and let it dry and sand it off, and probably slap some more in there and let it dry and sand it off till I get it right. And it's a good line. Maybe while I'm doing that and mixing up some mud, I showed you guys some low spots over here. I may go ahead and get them ready to put some mud in and do the whole thing while I'm mixing mud. So I checked, I still got about a third of a can of Bondo, and so I'll be good to get some stuff done. We'll get reorganized here and get going on something. Oh boy, is it nice having my air file back so I can, well, it's nice having the air compressor back so I can use the air file. A lot of most of this side, I didn't have it. I was using the electric DA to do my finish. So yeah, that's nice. So what I did, I threw some, I think it's 80 grit on there. Nope, it's actually 180. Yep. So I threw some 180 on there. I buy it in the rolls, and hit that. Didn't take long. You can actually see where my low spot is there now. This whole area right through here. That's where I joined that repair panel. So I just bought some new what the hell do they call them? Applicators. Some new applicator knives, Harbor Freight. I've typically used plastic, but a lot of these guys I've been watching, Robbie Layton, one of his recent videos, he was talking about using the metal ones. So I'm gonna try it. It worked real good on that fiberglass I put on there. So I'll get some mud mixed up here and smooth it in there, and I don't know if that 180 is going to give it enough grip for that mud or not. I may throw a piece of 80 grit on there and just rough that up a little more. So, well, I'll get set up here and get some mud mix going and bring mud. Okay, so one thing I always do with my Bondo, a little trick I learned on YouTube University, is I mix in a little fiberglass resin. And what that does, it makes your Bondo a little more liquid, flows on a little better. I don't think you get near the pinholes either. So you don't need a whole lot, just mix a little in there so you got a nice consistency, and then put your hardener in. I don't know if you can see that or not. See, that makes it a lot more, makes the flow a lot better, makes it easier to mix, and goes on a lot smoother. And if you've ever worked with Bondo, you know sometimes you want it to go on smooth because if you got too much hardener in it, it will set up before you can do anything with it. So. Always make sure you shake or knead your hardener because it will separate. You'll get kind of an oily, and it don't work as good. Even though I already used this once today, we'll go ahead and get it shook up real good. I'm not going to use a lot of hardener because I got two spots I'm going to work. I actually prepared a spot on the other side of the car there that we talked about. It's no biggie. It'll just take your Bondo a little longer to set up. Make sure you get it mixed good. When you're mixing it, try to get it even and consistent through there. You don't want to whip it up because then you'll get air pockets and pinholes. You just want to kind of turn it into itself. So I went ahead and I didn't have any 80 grit for my airfoil, so I went ahead and threw a piece of 80 grit on the DA. Actually, it was already on there, and just roughed up around the edges. See that fiberglass resin makes that go on nice and smooth. Now mine's not smooth, but I figured I just well use what I already had mixed, and so I just put it on there pretty heavy. If you're doing it with a hand file, you might want to be a little more careful. It's a lot more work, but when you got an air file like I do, it comes off pretty quick. So we'll give that time to set up. I think while that's setting up, I will do a quick sand on my splash pan over here, see what it looks like. You know, I'll have to check and see how long that's supposed to dry before you sand it. But if I don't do it, I'll do a hand sand on my little that over there. It goes right there, and see how it turned out, and if I need to give it some additional filler primer or not. So I'll bring you guys back in a little bit. Brought you guys back. Been a little busy. Not sure where we're at with this video. This might be the middle of a video. It might be the end. It might be the beginning. I'm out here working on this thing almost every day, all day, as much as possible, so I can get it done. But I think today I'm going to take a break here a little early and go ahead and try to get some videos put together so I can see just where I'm at on the length on some of them and stuff. Try to get caught up, but where we left off, I just threw some mud on here and letting it get set up. We got that there. Got this over here on this side where that low spot was. So it's set up enough now. I got a cheese grater for this, but I learned to use it in the body shop, but that was, oh man, that was like 50 years ago. But yeah, I do have one. I just always tend to hit it when the consistency's wrong. So with that air file, it makes it pretty quick. It comes off pretty quick, so I don't even bother with it. But went ahead and got a couple other things done while I was waiting on that. I got that hit with good coat of high build primer. I'm going to work on getting these little pits out. Went ahead and hit this here. I hit it with some, I hit it with a kind of a coarse sanding sponge, and then I finished it off with 400, 200. What did I use? Finished it off with 400, and there was a few places where I broke through, had bare metal, so I've hit that with those spots with another coat of the self-etch primer. Probably what I'm going to do is, next thing I'll do on this is I'll get the back done up here with the POR 15. That way I'm not laying it on the face and scratching it with new paint on, that kind of stuff. So I'll do the POR 15. Once it's dry, I'll give this a quick scuff and get it painted. I started getting my my grill parts that I've done the rust prevention on. They was dry enough. I give them a shot of self-etching primer. And so to finish out tonight, the dogs are all gone in the house. It was their dinner time, so they abandoned me. But we'll go ahead and get this knocked down, both sides, and see what it looks like. And that way, if it needs more tomorrow, I can give it another coat. Then we'll move on to getting it primed. So I'm gonna get set up here, get my air hose drug over there with the air file on it, and I'll get you guys set up and run you on a time lapse. Looks like I'm about due for a battery change as well. So we'll be back with you in a little bit. Okay, back with you. All in all, that went pretty quick. I forgot how heavy that air file was, so I got my arm workout tonight. This one did pretty good. Went pretty fast. This one over here took a little longer, but it was a bigger low spot in here. feeling pretty good. Feels like it might still be a little bit high right there. Maybe a little low back here. I had that 180 on there and I just wasn't cutting it, so I switched to 100 grit. I don't have any 80 grit, so I switched to 100. Guess you guys noticed my little trick with the wire brush here. On any of your sanding, even paint, rust, whatever, just clean that out every now and then with a wire brush, especially the coarser stuff, and especially with Bondo. It will get plugged up, and your sandpaper won't work as good. I don't know if you guys noticed, but man, when I blow it out, clean it out, actually I used to be able to blow it out. I don't have another air hose right now. I used to have a second air hose there. I could just take my air gun and blow it out. But that wire brush works good too. So, little hack for you. That's almost going to do it for tonight. I'm going to, before I go in, I'm going to go ahead and hit both of those spots with some primer and give that a few minutes to dry, and I'll see. I don't know if I'll hit it tonight with the, I'll use some guide coat. My guide coat is spray on, not the powder. So I may do it tomorrow. It don't take that long for the guide coat to dry. I might just do the primer tonight, and then as far as I know, I'll be getting back on it tomorrow. What I'll do is I'll put that guide coat on, and then I will come back with a hand block and block it. I bought me a good one last year. Used to be all I had was these little foam ones and whatnot, and they work, but I bought me a good Durablock, and put whatever grit on it you want. So I'll get that guide coat on there, give it time to set up, and block it. I don't know if this is going to be the end of the video, or in the video, or the beginning of another one. Like I said, I'm going to go in tonight and start putting some of the videos together and see what all I got, where I'm at time-wise, and hopefully get caught up. So if this is the end, I want to thank you all for watching. If it's the middle, hope you stick with me. And if it's the beginning, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.